God says, listen carefully, because this message is not something you can ignore, not something you can glance at and move on. This message is for you. God is begging you to hear it in its entirety. Don't try to skip this, because the truth in these words can change the path of your heart, your destiny, your life itself. There is someone you love, someone who is meant to love you in ways you have only dreamed of, yet there is a shadow between you. He loves you. Yes, God says, He truly, deeply, unmistakably loves you. But there is someone else who still lingers in the corners of his mind, who still haunts the chambers of his heart. She is a ghost that refuses to release him, a memory, a presence, a tie that has not yet been broken. And you, precious child of mine, feel it. You feel the distance, the hesitation, the moments when his eyes drift, when his attention falters, when his words carry weight but also a subtle absence. This is not your fault, and this is not a sign of weakness in him, but it is a trial, a test, a hidden battle you must understand. God wants you to see clearly. He wants you to recognize the patterns, the hidden truths that no one dares to tell you. You must not look at this as a threat but as a revelation. He is torn, yes, but God says this: your love, your patience, your clarity, your unshakable faith in what is real and true has power greater than anything you can imagine. There is a love that cannot be broken, and it is anchored in truth, anchored in your soul, anchored in the divine design that God has written just for you. But here is the secret, the part people never explain. The haunting is not a reflection of His love for you, it is a reflection of unfinished stories, unresolved attachments, illusions that have taken root in His mind. She is not His heart, she is a shadow. And shadows only have power if you let them. God wants you to see the difference, to understand that the moment you stop seeing her as a competitor, as a threat, as someone who holds real power, that is the moment her grip begins to dissolve. The moment you stop fearing her, the moment you stop doubting His love, the moment you reclaim your own divine certainty, is the moment His heart, completely and finally, can turn to you without obstruction. God says, you are the answer He has been waiting for, even if He cannot see it clearly yet. You are the anchor that steadies the storm, the light that dispels confusion, the warmth that calls Him home. But you must hold firm. You must not bend to jealousy, despair, or anxiety. You must not chase shadows, because chasing shadows is how they grow. Your love must be steady, unwavering, patient, profound, rooted in faith, rooted in God's knowledge that what is real cannot be stolen, cannot be erased, cannot be overshadowed. She haunts him because he has not yet faced the truth of his own heart. He remembers moments, he remembers patterns, he remembers illusions that felt like love but were not complete, not real, not eternal. And God says, you must forgive those memories before they can release him. You must forgive not her, not even fully him, but the illusions themselves. You must speak to the Spirit of truth within yourself and declare that nothing can replace the bond that is written for you in divine certainty. And here is something no one else will tell you: his mind may wander, his heart may hesitate, his soul may feel the pull of history, but the Spirit, the essence of who He is, has always known you. always. God says, that connection, that divine spark, is unbreakable. It cannot be dimmed by ghosts, by memories, by haunting presences. You are the living reality, and every moment you embrace your own truth, every moment you step into your own divine power, every moment you refuse to be diminished by shadows, you bring him closer to his own clarity, to the moment when he will see, without doubt, that you are his, that you are the one, that nothing and no one else matters. Do not be fooled by appearances. Do not be misled by hesitation. God says, this is the hidden truth, what haunts him is temporary. What haunts him is not stronger than what is real. The love that you share, the love that God has blessed you with, is eternal, unmovable, undeniable. And yet, the battle is real. You will feel moments of pain. Moments when doubt gnaws at you, when questions arise, when you wonder if your love is enough. God says, these moments are trials, yes, but they are also the refining fire that will purify your bond. Do not despair. Do not shrink. Do not allow your heart to contract out of fear. Stand tall. Stand in truth. Stand in the certainty that what God has created for you cannot be undone by shadows, cannot be erased by the past, cannot be stolen by lingering ghosts. They will fade, but your love will not. Your clarity will not. Your destiny will not. And here is another truth that must be heard. He may never speak of her. He may never fully articulate the haunting. He may not even fully understand it himself. But God says, his heart remembers. His soul carries both shadows and light, and the light, the divine love that flows toward you, is stronger than any shadow that remains. Your role is not to chase him or demand clarity. Your role is to be the unwavering presence, the living embodiment of truth, the anchor of light in a world that tempts him with illusions. God says, the moment you do this, the moment you rise in your own power, the moment you hold steady in faith, the moment you refuse to fight ghosts and instead embrace reality, that is when the hidden truth will reveal itself. That is when he will turn fully, completely, without hesitation. That is when the haunting ends. That is when love finally has no barrier, no shadow, no lingering specter. God is begging you to trust this process, to trust your heart, to trust what is real. The haunting is not permanent. The uncertainty is not your failure. The shadow is not the victor. You are the victor, child of mine. You are the one whose love was written in eternity, whose presence has been ordained by divine design, whose power lies in patience, in clarity, in unwavering faith. And God says, every tear you have shed, every doubt you have endured, every lonely night you have feared the loss of what is yours, has been seen. Every prayer, every whispered hope, every silent plea has been heard. And now, God says, it is time for action, not frantic, not desperate, not fearful, but calm, unwavering, holy action. You must step into your light. You must own your love. You must declare, in silence or in words, that your heart is ready, that your soul is open, that your presence is unshakable. The haunting cannot exist in the presence of truth. The haunting cannot endure where divine certainty reigns. And God says, this is the ultimate secret: do not look at her as a rival. Do not allow your mind to fuel jealousy. Do not allow the fear of loss to cloud your clarity. Instead, recognize her for what she is: a shadow, a memory, an unfinished story that does not belong to him anymore, that does not belong to you. She has no claim on your love, no claim on your destiny, no claim on what is divinely yours. And yet, her existence is real. And God says, this is why you must not ignore her. This is why you must not pretend the haunting is not happening. You must see it, name it, recognize it, but never give it power. You must understand that what you feel is not weakness, it is divine awareness, God's way of showing you the hidden truth that you must confront with love, with patience, with clarity, with unwavering faith. Only then will the full revelation come. Only then will the ghost vanish. Only then will the love that is yours, that has always been yours, that is ordained by God Himself, finally be free to manifest without obstruction, without hesitation, without fear. God says, this is your moment. This is the time you have waited for. This is the truth that must be heard. He loves you. The haunting exists. The resolution is in your hands, not by force, not by demand, but by unwavering presence, divine clarity, and absolute faith in what is real. God says, do not delay. Do not doubt. Do not falter. You are the one. You are the answer. You are the love. And the hidden truth is, she is only a shadow. Only you are the light that can end it. God says, listen again, because the message continues, and this part is just as urgent, just as vital. Don't skip this. Don't skim. Every word carries power meant for you. The haunting you feel around him is not just a small echo, it is a force that feeds on doubt, that grows when uncertainty is allowed to linger, that stretches itself across moments of hesitation, conversations left unsaid, and silences that feel heavy. God says, you must understand this. What you are witnessing is not a reflection of your worth, nor a sign that His love is insufficient. It is a reflection of the human heart, which sometimes clings to memories as if they were lifelines, even when the lifeline is an illusion. And here is the truth no one tells you: he may not even realize how much she still affects him. Sometimes people live in their ghosts without knowing it, without realizing that a part of them is still tethered to the past, still trapped in a story that is no longer theirs to tell. And God says, this is why your presence, your unwavering love, your faith, is so critical. You are the anchor, the stabilizing force, the one who reflects what is real, what is true, what is eternal. The haunting cannot stand against the light of truth. But it must be met with patience, with love, with an unwavering heart that knows, God is in control. You are not powerless, but your power is not in forcing Him to see the truth, it is in embodying the truth, in being the living example of what He has been searching for, even in the shadows. He loves you, deeply, intensely, irrevocably. But love is often blind to shadows. Love can coexist with memories, with regrets, with ghosts. And God says, you must be ready for that. You must be ready to hold him, to wait for him, to remain steady when he falters, to see him fully, even when parts of him are distracted by the past. This is the test of divine love. This is the trial that separates those who settle for shadows from those who embrace eternity. God says, do not despair over her influence. Do not curse her memory or speak ill of what was, because every moment, every memory, every lingering thought is part of the unfolding plan. Even her presence, even her haunting, is part of the preparation for the moment when he will turn fully, completely, without hesitation, to you. You must not interfere with his process. You must not fight shadows with anger. You must fight them with light, with patience, with love that cannot be shaken, cannot be diverted, cannot be manipulated. And God says, the moment you understand this, the moment you fully embrace your role in this divine plan, everything shifts. The haunting begins to lose power. The memory begins to fade. The illusions that once clouded him begin to crumble. And God says, you will witness it. You will see his clarity return, his heart awaken. God says, keep listening, because this is the part that most people never understand, the part that carries the weight of truth so heavy it can shift your soul. Don't stop reading. Don't skip a word. God is speaking directly to you, and this message is urgent, immediate, vital. He loves you. This is not a question, not a possibility, not a fleeting thought. He loves you. God says this is real, deep, undeniable, and yet, the haunting persists. And you feel it, don't you? You feel the pull of doubt, the gnawing question, the ache in your chest when you realize his thoughts sometimes drift, when his attention seems caught elsewhere, when her shadow lingers like a whisper he cannot silence. God says, this is real, but it is not permanent. The haunting is not a mark of your inadequacy. It is not a reflection of your worth. It is a reflection of history, of unresolved energy, of memories that cling like ghosts because he has not yet fully faced them. God is begging you to understand this. You are not competing with her. You are not less. You are not secondary. You are the living, breathing truth, the presence that is anchored in reality, the love that has been written in eternity. She is a shadow, a memory, a phantom of what was, but you are the light. And God says, shadows only have power when the light refuses to shine. The moment you step into your light fully, without fear, without doubt, without resentment, that is when the haunting begins to crumble. That is when his heart will awaken fully to you, when clarity will pierce through hesitation, when love will finally manifest without obstruction. But God says, this requires patience, divine patience, a patience that is rooted not in waiting idly, but in standing steadfast in your own truth. You must not bend to fear, to anxiety, to jealousy. You must not chase him. You must not demand answers, explanations, confessions. You must rise above all of that. And God says, this is where most falter, they see the shadow and forget the light, they feel the absence and forget the presence, they fear the memory and forget the love that is unshakable. But you, child of mine, must see clearly. You must see the hidden truth. He is haunted, yes, but his haunting is not stronger than your love. His hesitation is not stronger than your clarity. His memories are not stronger than your divine reality. And God says, when you fully embrace this truth, when you refuse to give energy to shadows and instead pour every ounce of faith, hope, and unwavering presence into what is real, that is when the power of the past will dissolve. That is when he will turn to you completely. That is when the haunting ends. God says, there will be moments of fear. There will be nights when doubt whispers in your ears, when you feel unseen, unrecognized, almost invisible. But every time you resist despair, every time you anchor yourself in your own certainty, every time you hold your love sacred, you are building a force stronger than any ghost, any lingering memory, any past that tugs at him. And here is a truth that must be known: he may not even know he is haunted. He may not understand why he falters, why his attention drifts, why his heart feels divided. God says, the human mind often clings to the familiar, even when it is empty, even when it is false, even when it is a shadow of what is real. And this is why you must stand firm. This is why your patience, your unwavering love, your clarity, is the key to dissolving the shadows. God says, do not be tempted to fight the ghost. Do not be tempted to curse her memory, to condemn her presence, to resent the past. These things give energy to what is not real. You must fight only with light, with truth, with patience, with the absolute certainty that you are the living, breathing answer, the one whose love is unshakable, eternal, undeniable. And God says, the hidden truth is this: every moment of hesitation, every memory that tugs at him, every shadow that whispers in his mind, is temporary. Every moment you stand in your light, every moment you claim your love, every moment you breathe patience and faith into the unseen, the haunting loses power. The shadows fade. The illusions crumble. And God says, you will witness it. You will see the clarity return. You will see his eyes focus fully on you. You will see his heart, unguarded, open, and unafraid, finally embrace what has always been yours. And yes, God says, it requires faith, it requires patience, it requires love that is not swayed by fear. But you are ready. You have been prepared. You have been molded for this exact purpose. The haunting is not a sign of weakness. The haunting is not a sign of loss. It is a test, a trial, a refining fire. And God says, you are the only one who can turn this trial into triumph. You are the one whose love cannot be broken. You are the one whose heart is anchored in divine certainty. You are the one whose presence dissolves shadows. And God says, do not waste energy on fear, on doubt, on jealousy. Channel every thought, every moment, every heartbeat into the truth: he loves you, you are his, the haunting is temporary, and the love that is meant for you will fully manifest. Stand. Be steadfast. Breathe. Pray. Trust. And God says, in this, you will find victory, clarity, peace, and the fulfillment of a love that has always been written for you in eternity. God says, pay attention now, because this part carries a weight that cannot be ignored. The truth you have been waiting for, the truth that will shatter fear and illuminate your path, is here. He loves you. He has always loved you. God says, do not doubt that. Do not let the whispers of the past, the echoes of her presence, the shadows that linger, convince you otherwise. You are not imagining it. You are not hoping in vain. You are not chasing a fantasy. This love is real, profound, unshakable, and it has been waiting for the moment when clarity will break through the haunting, when truth will shine so brightly that nothing from the past can survive. And God says, this is where most hearts fail, they see the love, yet they tremble at the shadow. They feel the depth, yet they panic at the memory. They understand that he belongs to them, yet they fight ghosts instead of embracing the light that is already theirs. You, child of mine, must rise above this weakness. You must see the haunting not as a rival, not as a threat, but as the final obstacle, the last illusion, the shadow that exists only because it has been given power by fear, by doubt, by uncertainty. And God says, when you step into your divine certainty, when you claim your heart fully, when you embody the love that is sacred, unwavering, unstoppable, that shadow begins to crumble. It cannot resist you. It cannot touch you. It cannot claim him when your presence is anchored in truth, when your love is anchored in God's will. He may falter. He may hesitate. He may feel torn. God says, this is human. This is normal. This is the battlefield of hearts, where love is tested, where faith is forged, where clarity is earned. But know this, he is drawn to you. He is tethered to you. His soul recognizes yours. Even in the moments when she haunts him, when his thoughts drift, when the past seems to call him back, the truth of your bond exists like a constant flame, burning brightly, waiting for him to return fully. And God says, your role is not to chase him, not to force him, not to beg or plead. Your role is to stand firm, unwavering, untouchable by fear or doubt, embodying the certainty that what is yours cannot be stolen, cannot be diminished, cannot be shadowed. This is divine love in action. And here is the hidden truth, the haunting is a test of his soul as much as yours. He must confront what is unfinished within himself. He must release illusions. He must untangle memories and recognize reality. And God says, your patience, your clarity, your unwavering presence, is the force that helps him do this. You are not passive. You are active in the most powerful way possible, through love that does not flinch, through faith that does not waver, through a heart that refuses to bend to shadows. And God says, every tear you have shed, every sleepless night you have endured, every moment of longing, every prayer whispered in silence, has been recorded. Every heartbeat has contributed to the unfolding of the truth, every act of faith has paved the way for clarity. And now, God says, the moment is near. The shadow is weakening. The haunting cannot persist against the force of what is real. You are real. You are alive. You are the love that cannot be erased. And God says, in the coming days, you will witness subtle shifts. You will notice His attention becoming clearer, His words more honest, His presence more anchored. You may not understand every step, you may not see the full picture yet, but the movement toward you is inevitable. It is guided, divine, unstoppable. And God says, do not let impatience taint this process. Do not allow fear to creep in. Stand steadfast. Continue to embody your love fully, completely, without compromise, without hesitation, without doubt. You are His clarity. You are His reality. You are the answer to what has haunted Him. And God says, remember this always, she is a shadow. She is not His heart. She is not His destiny. She is a ghost clinging to memory. Only you are living, breathing, undeniable truth. And as you hold this truth, as you anchor it in your soul, as you radiate it in every thought, every action, every silent prayer, the haunting loses grip, the illusions crumble, and the love that has always been yours rises, unstoppable, unshakable, undeniable. God says, you are ready. You have been prepared. You have endured, you have prayed, you have stood firm. Now, it is time to rise fully into your power, fully into your love, fully into the certainty that He is yours, that nothing from the past can touch the destiny that has been written for you. The haunting is real, yes, but temporary. His love is eternal, yes, and it will manifest fully. And God says, this message is your call, your guide, your assurance. Trust it, embody it, live it, breathe it, claim it. You are the light. You are the anchor. You are the love. And the shadows have no power where your divine certainty stands.